This episode is where we get stuck into finding out what you really want. I share the process I go through whenever I want to make a change in my life. This process helps me not only get clear on what I want, but also helps me take my work in the world to the next level. And it can do the same for you. It applies for any type of change you want to make in your life. It's not only for your career. So if you want to change in any way but don't know what your options are, stay tuned. I'm not mucking around today, okay? We're getting clear and focused. You're listening to the Career Change Podcast with career coach, mum, and ex-corporate girl, Gina Hubbard. This is a no BS discussion about everything to do with your career, including how to make those hours at work happier, easier, and more fulfilling so that you can get on with living the life that you want. So, let's get going. Hello friend, I hope you are having an amazing day wherever you are in the world. Here in New Zealand, we are heading into winter at a great rate of knots actually, and this has got me thinking about my own seasons in my life, just like Mother Nature has seasons, the different phases that we go through, that everyone goes through in a year. It is different for everyone, but I personally don't mind winter, right? I kind of don't mind the cold as long as it's not too dark and dreary all the time, but even though I don't mind it, I still get into a kind of hibernation mode. And for me, this looks like spending less time doing and more time being reflective and thinking about what I want to get done in the next upcoming season of doing and getting shit done, right? Getting goals achieved. And today I'm going to share with you the process that I go through, which I think everyone should do, because it forces us to stop and reflect and be present in our lives. It requires us to be brutally honest about what is, has been going on, but also very honest about what we want. And that's the topic of this episode today, figuring out what is possible for you when it comes to your career. What do you want? I was going through an old journal the other day and I found this quote by Wayne Dyer, and it goes like this: commit to thinking about what you want. Give your dreams a place to hang out. Commit to thinking about what you want. Give your dreams a place to hang out. Now, I love that. I love it for different reasons, but I really do love it. How often do we give ourselves permission to daydream? When was the last time you made a conscious decision and effort to just sit and dream about your future? Commit to think, give them a place to hang out. How often do you hang out with your dreams? How often do you spend time with them in your head? Do you even know what you want? I think one of the most important things we can do is spend time thinking about what we want for ourselves. It's not selfish. In fact, I think it's selfish not to, because when we are living a life we want, we become who we are truly meant to be. We are living in a higher version of ourselves, and the world needs that. It needs that from everybody. Our kids need to see us living with authenticity and joy from what we've worked hard to create and achieved. And by not doing this work, you are robbing the world of you, the real you, the you who was put on this earth to do amazing things in only the way that you can. I truly believe that. So spending time figuring out who that is some of the most valuable time you can spend. I get my clients to spend this time listing everything that they want in their career, to create a wish list that has everything, big or small, that they really want. Because it's not just about getting things from your job, like money and, insurance or whatever else, but it's also how that job in its entirety contributes to your life. If you want to make a change to your career, You need to know what you want so that you can make a change. Not just generally, but really specifically. So here's the process. Here is what I do and what I'm actually doing at the moment. I'm going through this process myself. Ask yourself, what do I want? That's the first step. What do I want? Go there though. Give yourself permission to daydream. Give yourself permission to dream big. And then I want you to dream even bigger. I want you to let your imagination run wild. I want your imagination to run as wild as a toddler with an uncapped Sharpie. That just came to my head. I've had that. My youngest son, who is 13 now, so this would be, at the time of recording this, he's 13. This would have been about 10 years ago when he was about 3. I was in the kitchen one day and he toddled in holding a black uncapped Sharpie. And we had that moment where I looked at him, he looked at me, our eyes widened. He knew I was going to chase him and take it off him. I knew that I had to get it before it was all over my walls. And he took off and he was so fast and he was laughing. He was having the time of his life. He thought it was a lark. He thought it was so funny. I was just in a panic that I was going to have black Sharpie all over my walls. So that's how wild I want you to let your imagination run, okay? I want you to push yourself to explore options that you've never thought of before. Play with what you think is impossible. If you can see me, I'm air quoting it. Invite all of that in and take a look at your options. Remember, you are just dreaming at this stage, so ignore your brain if it tries to tell you that you are being silly or that something you've written down is impossible, and stop being so stupid. You're not qualified to do that. What are you thinking? Ignore all of those thoughts. They are self-limiting beliefs and thoughts. We talked about that in the last episode, I think. So ignore all those and write them all down anyway. And once you've done that, then the next thing I want you to do is to take a look at your list and write down how each of your wants, each thing on your list, makes you feel. How do they make you feel? Each one. Be honest. I bet some of them will feel really good. Like when you think about having it, you feel excited or joy. But if you've done this work at a deep level and been truly honest with yourself, then some of your wants will make you feel anxious or nervous. They will feel crappy. Be honest and write down how you feel when you think of going after each want. This is important data that we're gathering here. Expanding your vision in this way can uncover new ideas and options that you might not have seen before or even thought of before for yourself. And that can feel really scary and hard, but that's okay because we do scary, hard things. So don't run away from that in this exercise. They are only wants. They can't hurt you, okay? Hiding from them and the way they make you feel is living a half life, and that is not the goal. I will not let you do that to yourself. If you are here listening to this, then there is a part of you that wants more, so please keep going. Be honest. Confront how you feel about what you want. Now, once you've done those two things, then the next step is to decide. Make a decision. What are you going to go after? What are you going to set as a goal? What are you going to ask for? What are you going to work towards and change in your career so that you can have more of what you truly want? See, I believe that if you can see it in your mind, you can create it in your reality. You have been given these wants and dreams for a reason, and that reason is because they are meant to be yours. All you have to do is to decide that you want them enough to go after them, and then do what it takes to succeed. Because the only way that you can fail at this is if you quit. And sometimes our wants, they don't have to take massive change. It can be small incremental phases of change that will eventually get you where you want to be. One of my clients even had a want that she hadn't sat down and thought about. It just came to her, and it was something that was really appealing to her, brought her a lot of joy, and all it took was a 5-minute conversation with her manager. You've just got to give your brain the time to think about these things. You've got to give yourself the space. So, because what if it's possible to earn the money that you want? What if it's possible to be in a job that you love? To have the work-life balance that you crave? To have the freedom if you want to own your own business? Play with the idea that everything you want for your career, you can have. Because you can change whatever you want about your career and life. It has to be you. Now, if you ask yourself and all you get back from your brain is, I don't know, I want you to know that that's actually perfectly normal, okay? I don't know is a knee-jerk, very normal response from the brain. It is often the first response from a brain, though, that is scared and trying to keep you safe, which is actually its job, by the way. So in hindsight, that means your brain is working perfectly, which is fantastic. You've got a brain that's working as it should be. But I don't know doesn't help, okay? So don't take the I don't know as the reason to stop. I don't know is not the reason to not do this exercise. I don't know doesn't equal I can't. It means you just have to spend more time thinking about what you want. It might also be more difficult if you've worked in a toxic workplace for a while, or if you have been influenced into a career that you actually don't want. Like following in your father's or mother's footsteps, as an example. And I only recommend doing that if it's truly what you want to do. But I do understand the cultural pressure to follow someone else's plans for your life. So that might be what is in your way, and you have to just spend a little bit of extra time getting past that in your head. Where you put your focus, you will go. So keep asking yourself, what do you want? What do I want? What do I want? And don't take I don't know as the final answer, because it's not. In fact, I know that you know the answer. And actually, the next question, if your brain gives you I don't know, the next question is, but what if I did know? What would I want? I know that I don't know, but if I did know, what would I want? Ask yourself that. Keep going. Don't take I don't know as the final straw. You have to look forward and use your imagination to dream up your future. Then you have to go out and get it. It is the best use of your time, far more productive than scrolling on social media, looking at what everyone else is doing and comparing yourself. That's a complete waste of time. So I'm doing this work right now, as I mentioned, and I invite you to join me. I'm not happy with okay. I want amazing. I have dreams and wants for my life, and I know that no one is coming to just hand them over to me. I have to go out and get them. I have to dream them up, and I have to ask for them and bring them into reality. I have to do the work. I have to be the one falling down, and I have to be the one getting back up. Plan, execute, fail, then plan and execute again and again until I get what I want. That is my commitment. We do only get one life. You are never too old to make changes to your career. So I'm getting out of my own way, because no one, not even my own BS, is going to stop me from having an amazing life. Who's with me? Hey there, are you ready to know exactly why you can't make any progress in your career? If you've been working hard and are feeling burnt out and trapped, but you're not sure why, or you don't even know where to start to make positive change, then I've got you covered. Imagine what it would be like if you could earn the salary that you want, feel energized by what you do, and be free of self-doubt. And I'm here to tell you that you can. Your lack of confidence might be holding you back, and you might not even know it, so let's fix that. Click the link in the show notes to get my free masterclass on the 3 ways your lack of confidence sabotages your career and how to turn it around and get the salary you deserve. Inside, you'll learn the 3 key ways you might be sabotaging your own career, how these show up for even the most accomplished and self-aware woman just like you and me, and how to get your mojo back, reclaim the power in your career, and start finally earning the salary that you deserve. Born out of the blood, sweat and tears of going through this myself and the hundreds of hours of coaching women just like you to their own career success, the 3 ways I'm teaching in this training are little known and hardly talked about. So head over to the show notes now and click the link to get the free and instant access to this masterclass.